It is truly an incredible time for Apple computers. You have affordable options across the board now with the Mac Minis, the MacBook Airs, and now the MacBook Neo, which we did learn recently is actually pretty decent for intensive video editing. But on the flip side, there's always something new coming out from Apple, making that ever impending upgrade even more enticing and desirable. But the reality of the situation is most of us, yes, even creatives that are making professional work for a living, don't need the nicest, most expensive, beefiest chip Macs. Now, if you're doing super intensive stuff like heavy 3D rendering, VFX, stuff like that, that's where it makes sense to go with like a Max chip or an Ultra chip if you can afford it and not put yourself in a bad financial situation. But for the rest of us plebs out there, the more affordable machines can get us almost all the way there. And instead of looking into spending thousands of dollars on an upgrade, there's actually a way more sensible purchase you can make that will fix most of your workflow issues. This beautiful baby boy is the Ivanky Fusion Dock Ultra, which might be the cure for this upgrade lust you've been experiencing. So I'm gonna run you through 7 ways this dock could instantly improve your workflow, whether you're using a Mac desktop or a MacBook. But first, let's just go over the specs so you know exactly what you're getting out of the box from this amazing little dock. And I wanna say a huge shout out to Ivanky for sponsoring this video. So this is not a review, this is me just showing you what it can do for your workflow. And yeah, feel free to check out some other people's videos as well, but let's get into it. So overall, this thing is a dual chip technology-based dock where basically it's 2 docks stacked into one incredibly sexy little box. The outer housing, by the way, is absolutely gorgeous. It's very robust, made of metal materials. I actually started a job recently at a video production studio. I got compliments right away on this dock. I brought it in, set it up with the Mac here in the studio, and they were like, what is that thing? So I've been able to tell people about this thing for the past few days as I start this new job. And yeah, it's getting some good looks. So basically it can do up to 4 6K displays at once, depending on the Mac you have. And you do have to have a silicon-based Apple computer for this thing to work. It won't work with PCs or Intel-based Macs. So just know that right off the bat. And you get up to 120 gigs of bandwidth for display-heavy workflows like color grading and editing like I do, audio stuff. Anything where you need lots of displays and accuracy, this is gonna be great for. For power, it has 140 watts for host charging, which is full MacBook Pro charging speed, amazing. And the front USB-Cs are 45 watts for charging accessories, and you can even charge your phone with power delivery. And then for simple stuff like peripherals, keyboards, mice, stuff like that, you have a bunch of 15-watt ports as well. So in total, this is kind of wild. You get 26 ports. I had to write this down so I don't have to memorize it, but you get 2 USB-C host ports, 80 and 120 gigs per second, 4 USB-C downstream ports, then you get 7 USB-Cs, 4 USB-As, an HDMI 2.0, a DisplayPort 2.1, an SD and micro SD card slot, amazing for people like me using drones and cards from cameras, 10 gig Ethernet, which is insane because we have a Synology NAS for our entire studio here and I can just hard route directly into it, and 3.5 mil audio. So I can have my external speakers and headphones connected, which is super nice for video editing when I want to edit with headphones and then show people the edit after on my speakers. I can just route it all together. Internally, it has aluminum and copper, so it's built to not overheat and throttle under pressure, which is great for heavy workflows. And it has dual fan technology as well. So they're really focused on cooling with this design, which is huge for creatives like me. So let's go over these 7 points on how this thing can immediately improve your workflow, your work life. The first and most obvious is you don't have to run out of ports ever again. I say it's obvious, but I feel like a lot of us are using like really crappy dongles or just plugging things in and having it a mess all over our desk, which is really risky actually if you're working with important media like SSDs, SD cards and stuff like that. So having all of that in one high quality place like this Fusion dock is just not risking really important data. And it's just ultra convenient and clean for your setup to have everything plugged in one place, knowing that you're getting reliable connection speed across the board. Point number 2 is displays. I mean, the fact that you can run 4 6K displays from one dock is more than enough for most any situation. So short and sweet, but it's amazing to have that compatibility. Point number 3 is your desk no longer has to be messy, especially if you're using a laptop on the go and then you come back to a desk setup. This is perfect because it's just one cable into your laptop, and then you can use that monitor or close it and have everything already plugged into the dock, so you're not constantly plugging things in or having crap strewn across your desk. You can just have one cable to get everything done. And number 4, this is gonna be great for video editors and anybody using lots of data that needs speed, like video footage. This has reliable speeds and connections versus slower or crappier docks will throttle your bandwidth. So if you're trying to work with footage, anytime you have lag in your editor or your timeline, there's nothing more frustrating when it takes you out of that flow state. So having something like this that's reliable just makes you work more efficiently. It's not throttling your performance. Huge. And number 5, kind of piggybacking off of number 4, is you're not gonna deal with overheating as well. From these crappy docks, they might overheat, limit your ability to work well. Some of these docks even cause like display flickering and just issues you don't have time to deal with. So investing in something quality is gonna save you for years down the line. Buy once, cry once. Number 6 is charging limitations, which can be an issue for people using high-powered MacBook Pros that need a lot of juice at the desktop. This eliminates your need to even use the Apple charger that your computer comes with. You can just plug it into the dock and it has all the power you need to maximize the power of your computer, which is obviously important for heavy workloads. Number 7 is kind of the entire point of this video, and that's that your Mac is probably not the problem. It might be everything surrounding it. I know it can be tempting to want to upgrade your computer when the newest hype Apple commercial event comes out. It's like so enticing seeing these percentages of how things are getting better. But in reality, most of us can survive on a lower powered machine or a more affordable machine. And investing in a dock instead is gonna last you years worth of upgrades, having the ability to add more screens in the future, better connections, more drives, more peripherals if you wanna build out a massive streaming setup or something. A lot of times your connectivity and your bandwidth are the biggest issues and bottlenecks you're running into, not your silicon CPU and GPU. Even the M1 computers are still incredible, and adding a Fusion dock to your older setup is maybe all that you need. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What Mac are you guys rocking for your work stuff, and what work do you do specifically with your Mac computer? I would love some detailed comments letting me know what you guys do creatively, because it's just super interesting to me. My home machine is a base model M2 Mac Mini, and then the work machine here at the office is an M2 Max Mac Studio. Other than that, text me when you get home so I know you're safe. Watch out for deer and play some Halo 3, okay? All right, Jesus loves you guys. Talk to you in the next video.